All right. Hello, everybody. Hopefully this live streaming is working. I'm still really new to live streaming. This is the third time I've live streamed, and I am just checking out a couple of things. Okay. Last time I live streamed, I had it set to private, so nobody was actually able to watch the live stream. So I have it set to public. So again, if there's any technical difficulties happening, I hope you'll bear with me and enjoy this practice today. And I'll be going back and editing this practice a little bit, and it will be live forever on YouTube. So if you can't practice with me right now, just be sure to subscribe to my channel and stop back and practice with me when you have some time and space. I'm hoping to practice to let this practice be, maybe around like 45 minutes long. We'll see how everything unfolds, and it's going to just be a nice slow flow, kind of slow flow Vinyasa / Hatha style class. I'm going to share with you kind of my signature style. This is how I like to practice and how I teach a lot of my classes as well. So to start, I'm going to have you actually come into child's pose. So we'll start there today. So you can just come over onto your hands and knees. Take your hips back towards your heels and bring your forehead down to your mat. And just start to cozy in here. We're just going to take a few nice deep breaths to kind of land on our mats this afternoon and drop in. You can invite the breath to begin slowing down. And letting your breath begin to deepen. And as your breath begins to smooth out here, just get in touch with how you are this afternoon, how you're feeling in your body, your mind, your heart, how your energy is flowing. And as you're hanging out here in child's pose, you can rock a little side to side if that feels good. Sometimes movement's really nice. You can also just rest in stillness. Take a nice deep breath, breathing in. Relax your jaw, exhale. One more nice deep breath, breathe in. Sigh it out, exhale. Good. And then on your next breath in, I'm going to have you just rise up, coming onto your hands and knees here into your tabletop position. And we're going to do some gentle warm-ups, and then we'll set a little intention for our individual practices today. So spread your fingers out nice and wide. Line up your knees right underneath your hips. And as you breathe in, allow your spine to arch here. You can roll the shoulders back. Lift up through your chest. Take a little pause here so there's not really any rush to this movement, and just kind of sense the front of your body opening. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, slowly reverse that movement, round out your spine. Pushing the floor away, tuck the tail. You can hold here for a moment just so you can really sense the whole back side of your body opening and the front of your body contracting. Breathe out completely. And then begin to extend, breathing in, arching your spine, and go ahead and just start to flow. So you can find your own rhythm here, really waking up your back. Let the movement feel good for your body. Let the movement be centering to you. So you're bringing your awareness home to your spine, to the core of your body. If there's any stagnant energy along your core, any stuck, blocked up energy along your core, the simple movement can really begin to get things moving and flowing so that you don't feel quite so stuck. Good. And then come back to neutral. Just let your spine come back to neutral. And if you ever get really tired on your wrist doing some of these movements, you can drop down to your forearms. Not a big deal. So just keep that in mind. And then I'm going to have you press into your right hand and just take a breath in, lift your left arm up. And pushing into that right hand, spread those fingers wide. Roll out your left wrist. You could be looking down and up with your neck. And draw a couple big circles with that left arm. So I personally really like to start my practices slow, just so I don't alarm the body. I want my body, my joints, my muscles to have kind of a seamless entry into the practice. So nothing too crazy right off the bat, letting everything start to open. Take one more breath. And then breathe out, releasing that left arm, and we'll switch to the second side. So press into your left hand, spread those fingers wide, reach up with your right arm. Look up. Just hang out here. Let this stretch feel good. You can roll out your right wrist. Just take some really deep breaths. And then draw a couple big circles with your right arm. Usually the slower you move, the more you'll feel. So again, when we're warming up here, it's nice to just take your time. You're indulging the muscles in the stretch. Big breath in. Good. Breathe out, release. Take that right hand to the floor, and then let's take your feet out pretty wide, tuck your toes, walk your hands back, and come through a little squat position here. So your heels, they don't have to be on the floor for this variation. You can bring your hands out to the floor in front of you, and then just rock your hips from side to side. Moving side to side. Nothing too specific for alignment right here. This is all about feeling good. Right, starting to feel good in your body as you open up and create space. Good, and then from your little squat position, just hang out for a little moment and kind of roll those shoulders back and see if you can lift up your chest, lift your chin, look up and breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. See if you can feel the upper back muscles squeeze on a little bit as you kind of try to pull the shoulders back and down. Stretching the throat, lifting the chin. And then this time as you exhale, go ahead and straighten out your legs, coming into a relaxed forward fold. So your feet can be wide apart. You can bend your knees and just dangle your torso forward here. Maybe sway a little side to side. Shake out your neck. Keep your breath really slow and deep. Feel all the way down your legs into the soles of your feet. Let your feet come alive, sensing the weight of your body passing down through the feet. Now, if you are really tight in the back of your body, you're going to want to bend your knees quite deeply, or even elevate your hands up on blocks. That can be really helpful. Just a couple more breaths here. Sway your hips way over to one side and then the other side. Notice your breath. You have sound on your inhale and exhale, Ujjayi breathing. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, release. Good. And then we're just going to roll up to stand. So let your knees be soft and roll yourself up through your spine. Roll the shoulders back. Lift your chest. stand nice and tall for a moment. Bring your hands to touch at the front of your chest here. And even closing your eyes. And just feel yourself standing here on your mat, grounding into your feet, attuning to yourself, aligning with your soul self, your higher self, your heart self. Connecting to spirit, universal, abundant energy. Feel yourself held by that energy. And then bring to this practice your own personal intention. So this can be a wish, a prayer, a request, a question, a desire. Your intention can also be to just let go and just receive whatever comes through the practice for you. So allow yourself to just kind of solidify that a statement in your mind, a thought, a very clear, precise thought in your mind, saying that to yourself, feeling it in your body, breathing in to infuse that intention with life force. And then on your exhalation, just releasing your hands and take a nice big breath. Sweep the arms up overhead. Reach, reach, reach. And then as you exhale, dive over your thighs. Feel free again to soften those knees. Fold yourself all the way forward. Just drawing the chin in towards the chest. We'll inhale, lengthen, expand, looking forward. Hands can easily slide up your shin bones. Exhale, fold, and release. We're going to repeat that. So soften your knees, roll up slowly, stretching out your back, breathing in, arms sweep high. Maybe even stretching back a little. Exhale, fold, dive over your thighs. Curling in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Soften those knees, round your back. Try to keep your head heavy. And then when you get all the way upright, open through the chest, arms fly high, gaze up. Touch the palms if you can, look at your thumbs. Good, fold right back forward. Exhale, diving over those thighs. Curl your body in. Good, inhale, lengthen, look forward. And then from here, we're gonna walk out. Lengthen my mat out here. Walk your hands out, come into downward facing dog. So your first down dog. And you might want to pedal out your feet a little. Sway your hips a little side to side. Spreading those fingers out. And when you're here in your down dog, make sure your head is released, your neck is relaxed. You're looking back at that space between your feet, or maybe just closing your eyes, taking your inner gaze to the space right between your eyebrows. Beginning to breathe in and out with ease, with depth here. Feeling the weight of your body moving down through the hands and the feet. You might kind of rock the center of gravity, so that could be like your spine, someplace along your navel, kind of rocking that part of your body side to side, a little forward and back, and just really starting to activate your foundation, your hands and your feet, so that they're here to support you. Good, let's lift the right leg. So take your right leg up, stretch through the toes, bend the knee if that's comfortable for you. Stretching out the right thigh. You could circle out your ankle. Keep that left shoulder lifting up and in slightly. Take a deep breath. Good. As you exhale, you're going to step your right foot outside your right hand. So swing it forward, right outside that right hand, and then you can go ahead and drop your left knee down onto your mat and keep your left hand grounding, right hand to your right thigh, gaze up past your right shoulder. You can stay here. This would be option one, so staying here, or lift up your left knee and then extend your right arm up, fuller twist variation here. Let your upper back open. You can draw that right arm back behind you, really stretching your chest open towards the sky. Look up if you can, breathe in. Good, and then exhale, release. And let your right hand come to the floor, pivot and place your left heel down, and stretch your left arm up. So just kind of twisting the opposite way. And if this is really difficult for you, you would lift your right hand onto a block, or you could also slide your hand up to your ankle, or all the way forearm to your thigh. So whichever feels good for you. Inhale. And then exhale, releasing, left hand to the floor. Back in your lunge, step into plank pose, upward push-up. Hold here in plank. And find the weight again. Squeezing the navel up and in. Lifting through the back of your neck. Breathing. Every so often I have to just peek at the live stream. Make sure I'm still on there. Still getting really used to this. Good. Full inhale here. Squeeze your thighs. Good. Exhale. Shift a little forward. So you're coming forward, pressing the hands in, shoulders sliding down your back. Come all the way to your belly. So that slow transition can feel really hard. You might even like break a little sweat for a moment. It just means you're getting stronger. Okay. So touch down with your forehead. Hands by your shoulders, and then breathe in, curling up into a little baby cobra. You can roll the shoulders back, hug the elbows in. Gazing out past your mat. And again, feel free to close your eyes at any point. Engage those thigh muscles, reach long through your toes, spread your toes, press down. And as you hug your elbows in, contract the muscles of your back. Smooth breath in and out. Good, so staying with Cobra is your option one, or you can take your hands halfway between shoulders and hips. Again, squeeze those elbows in, and then rising all the way up through upward facing dog. Pushing through the feet, trying to lift your knees, gazing up. Little soft bend in the elbows, pulling those upper arm bones back. And then we'll all meet in down dog, so shifting yourself all the way back through down dog. And hanging out here for a moment. Notice how you feel. Full breath in and out. Switching to the second side. So lifting your left leg. Take it up. You can bend your knee, twisting out, rotating out your ankle a little. Just keep breathing deeply. That's really the key here. Once you get into the pose, your body hangs out there for a moment. You want to breathe to hydrate the parts of your body being opened. And then again, we're going to step to the outside of the left hand with that left foot. So swing your left foot forward. Good, and then you can drop your right knee. Push into your right hand here, left hand coming to your thigh. So if you look down at your right hand, make sure the fingers are spread wide, and ideally your shoulder ends up stacking right over the wrist, and that's going to just give the joint some support. And then I'm just pressing down here, looking up. You can sigh out. Sometimes that feels really good. Rolling those shoulders back. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper, tuck your right toes, lift the knee, and sweep the left arm up. So a little bit more full twist. And you could even pull your left arm back, getting your chest to revolve upward. Feel the tips of your left fingers stretching out away from the heart center. Breathe in. And then breathing out, release, and bring your left hand down. So you're going to try that little twist to the opposite side now. So you're going to pivot and place your right heel down, and you're lining up your left arm with your left foreleg, and then see if you can sweep your right arm up, twisting the opposite way. This is going to feel a little bit more challenging. You want your hips to drop low, And remember, you can slide your left hand up to your ankle or take your left forearm to your thigh. Big breath in. And then exhale, release. Awesome. Step yourself back, come into plank pose. Forward push-up. Holding here again for a moment. So if you need to, you can drop your knees to your mat. Because I know when we're moving slow like this, sometimes it's actually a lot harder than those more cardio flows where you're flowing really quickly. So breathe in, and then let's move through again. Exhale, lowering through chaturanga. You want to push your hands in as you lower. You might come all the way to your belly, starting with your Cobra. And then if you want to go a little further, pressing into those hands, finding your full upward facing dog. And then full down dog. Exhale, pull back. And just take a few breaths here in down dog, recentering yourself. Feeling your hands and feet grounding down onto your mat. And really just letting yourself indulge in the slow movement, feeling every little sensation. It becomes like a moving meditation to stay present with what's happening on the inside. Not necessarily needing to change anything, right? But being present with it. Take one more deep breath in. Hollow out your belly. Exhaling. Look forward. Walk your feet out to the front of your mat. Take a breath in, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then lifting your chest. And inhale, rising up. Big sweep of the arms up overhead. And exhale, releasing those arms down. So those are a little warm up. You can bring your hands back to your heart if you'd like. So now we're going to move into just a little bit more of fluid flow. We'll take a few salutes to kind of get our heart rate up. A little bit more standing work, and then we're going to be shifting down to the floor. So from here, and I'm just going to straighten out my mat a little bit because for those of you that are really visually stimulated, I can see how if my mat's crooked, it's going to throw you off a little bit. All right, so from your mountain pose here, let's breathe out. And then breathing in, sweep those arms high. Exhale, dive over your thighs, forward fold. Breathing in, lengthen. Exhale, you can walk, step, or hop your feet back to plank. And then just taking your time, moving through chaturanga. Breathing in, cobra or up dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Ellie Boo Boo's joining us on the couch back there. You can probably see her. Her yoga practice is pretty much full-time shavasana these days, so she can be our inspiration. Let's take one more breath here in down dog. Exhale out, walk, step, or hop to the front of your mat. Breathe in, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Rising up, inhale, sweep the arms overhead, reach up. Good, exhale, fold, dive back over your thighs, curl the body in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your feet back, find your plank. You could always hold plank, or you can skip this entirely and just go right to down dog or child's pose. All right, moving through, otherwise, meeting in down dog. Try to relax your neck again. Feel your tailbone lifting up high away from the tips of your fingers. Full inhale. Exhale, walk, step, or hop forward. Breathe and lengthen. Fold, exhale. Rising up, inhale, sweep those arms high. One more time through, exhale, fold, dive over your thighs. Curl the body in. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, walk, step, or hop your feet back. and lower chaturanga. Breathing into up dog. Down dog, exhale. All right, so now that we're here, we've gone through a few of those sun salutes, you're probably feeling a little bit more warmth in your body. So breathe in, let that heat purify your insides a little bit. If there's anything standing in your way from your intention becoming manifest, whenever we generate internal heat, especially through moving our own bodies, right, that heat, that inner fire purifies us, burns down the blockages. Take one more breath here, breathe in. Step your right foot forward, exhale. Drop your left heel. We're going to come up into a warrior one pose. So if you're on the newer side, you want your feet to feel like they're on two narrow railroad tracks here. And the outside edge of your left foot pressing down with those left toes turned a little forward because we're working on bringing our hips to face more forward. Let's take a breath, lift the chest, look up, and then exhale. Hands come behind your back. Clasp your fingers here. Try to roll your shoulders back. Press your shoulders back, press your arm bones back, elbows straight if possible. Chest expanding. Look up and breathe in. Humble warrior, exhale, tip forward. So you're going to try to slide to the inside of your right thigh. Let your head release down. Feel your arms lifting up, pressing those arms forward. Keep bending deep into your front knee and ground actively into your right heel. And then squeeze the muscles of your left leg on. One more big breath in. Exhale out, ground into those feet. Look forward and then rise up. So really pressing through those feet. Release your arms all the way back overhead. Look up. And then open into warrior two here. All right, so the feet will shift just a little bit because now you're more on one railroad track, running down the middle of your mat. Arms coming out in line with the shoulders, and you can always peek back, line up the back arm, and then gaze over your right hand. Slow the breath down and see if you can find a point out in front of you and just focus on that point. And again, actively press through your heels. And then imagine like the skin of your thighs, the muscles of your thighs wanting to hug in, and up. Chest is lifted, breathing out, belly pulls in. Let's turn the right palm up, take a nice big breath. Lift that arm. Inhale. And then exhale, we'll windmill the arms all the way down. So you can lift your back heel. You can step back and rest in down dog or find your plank. Nice and strong in the legs and the belly as you lower through. Breathing into up dog. Breathing out through down dog. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. One more breath. Lift your tail high, pull back. Step your left foot forward, exhale. Warrior one, drop your back heel. So remember, you're setting yourself up like you're balancing your feet on two narrow railroad tracks. Reach those arms up overhead. Try to kind of swivel your hips here so the right hip is drawing more forward. And then we'll bring the hands behind the back. So when you clasp your fingers this time, you can kind of do the awkward side. So it's the opposite thumb on top. And then begin to roll the shoulders back. Try to lift the arms from the body. Feel your chest expanding. Breathe and look up. Right leg super straight, super strong. Exhale. Begin to tip forward. Really feel your right leg active. You can try to curl in to the inside of your left leg. Lift your arms high. So it's like you're lifting your knuckles. You want to pull the shoulders away from the ears. Deepening the bend into your left knee. Breathe here. Just slow the breath down and breathe. Try to feel your whole body. Remember, moving meditation. Staying present with what you're feeling. Last exhale here. Ground through those feet. Begin to lift your head. Scoop the chest up. Arms float high, inhaling. And then exhale, warrior two. Sorry, I've got my back to you. So we're here in our warrior two, a little adjustment for the feet. Arms float out in line with your shoulders. You can check out your back arm, right? Reach in both directions equally. Engage both feet with the floor equally. Tune into your breath here. Ground through your heels. Try to feel your thighs hugging up and in. Flatten the belly towards the spine. Lift your chest. Lift up through the tops of your ears, through the top of your head. And then let's turn that left palm up. Breathe in, lift and arc back. Nice big stretch here. Exhale, windmill the arms all the way down. Pick up your back heel, so you're in a lunge. Step it back, moving through your vinyasa, or again, you can just rest and take a break. Breathing into your up dog. Breathing out through your down dog. Let's take 3 slow, deep breaths here. Maybe even closing the eyes and just really plugging into your inner body. Recharging yourself by connecting to yourself. Good, and then when you're ready, we're going to come to sit. So however you want to make your way around to a seated position, you can come to your knees and then come on around and sit down onto your mat. And we're just going to do a couple seated stretches and then we'll wind things down into our Shavasana. So let's see here. We're going to start with a little twist, a seated twist. So I'm going to have you tuck your right foot underneath, and then your left foot could stay right here next to your shin bone, or if you're able to, cross it over and plant it to the floor outside your right thigh. And then this left hip will probably have rolled up, so you're going to just try to scooch that down. And then take your left fingertips right behind your pelvis and push into those fingertips and sit tall. And then when you're ready, start to twist to the left. So you can take this right arm, wrap it around, spin your belly, spin your chest, begin to look back over your shoulder. Make sure you twist all the way through the neck and then focus those eyes or close your eyes. Come back to smooth, steady breathing. You can try to kind of push into your left foot a little bit. Think about drawing the left thigh away from the belly. So the belly pulls back. The left thigh kind of presses forward, and then sit taller. Lifting up through the crown of your head, breathe in. Hold the pose, twist a little deeper. Slide the belly past your inner thigh, rinsing your spine out from stress. Good, and then slowly release. Bring yourself back through center, and then you can just rock back, and we'll switch to the opposite side. So tuck that left foot under, and then again, you can always have your right foot to the shin bone or cross it over. Place it to the outside of that left thigh, and then you want to sit up nice and tall. You can take your right fingertips behind you, and you want to prop into the fingertips right behind your pelvis to help you sit tall. Try to drop that right hip and begin to twist to the right. Circle yourself around. Shoulders can kind of ride up towards the ears. We can even slouch here or like lean really heavy into the right hand. You want to be light on the right fingers. And just pull up through your spine. Look back over your shoulder as far as you can. Feel free to close your eyes. And breathe. As you inhale, try to draw up through the sides of the neck, the tops of the ears, the crown of the head lifting. As you exhale, feel the belly sliding past your right thigh. Right, it's like your spine becomes a wet towel that you are wringing out to clear out, clean out any stagnant energy that just keeps you from being you and being alive and feeling well. And feeling centered. Take one more breath. Breathe in. Lift tall. Good. Exhale. Begin to roll yourself out. Whew. Spines are amazing. Oh my gosh. They can really bring a lot of vitality into the system. It's amazing how much stress we hold along our spine. Well, it's not really amazing. The spine does hold our nervous system, and there's a lot of muscles and a lot of joints. So all that tension that gets built up there can utilize a lot of energy. And so once we clear it out, it's like, whew, you get a little burst of energy to use. So let's do one more simple stretch. We're just going to do an easy forward fold. And so if your hamstrings are really tight, just bend your knees. So super easy way to remedy that, and that will help you out. Otherwise, the legs are straight, and you're just going to sit up tall. And I want you to try to roll. I don't know if you can see here. I'm not sure how much of my feet you can see in the video, but you want to roll your inner ankles in towards each other. So the pinky side of your feet can actually come back towards the body. Maybe you're just holding onto your thighs or even hands into the floor. If you can grab your ankles or your feet, go for it. You don't have to go super deep for this to be effective. Wherever you land, breathe, drop in, just feel your body. Let yourself move a little with your breath. Try to stay really plugged into the sensations in your body, whatever arises, and you'll be feeling a lot of physical sensations, and then every so often, an emotion might move through you. Because usually emotion and physical tension or stress are connected. So as we begin to release the physical tension, we'll sometimes experience the deeper layer of emotion that was stored underneath it. Take one more full breath here. Breathe in, let the back of the body receive that breath. Exhale out. And then begin to lift your chest, lift your gaze, rise on up, come back through center. Beautiful job. Let's come around onto our back. And I'm going to take my little mic off here. So come on down to your back, hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit side to side here. Take a couple deep inhales and exhales. You might have some more postures that you want to explore, so you could always press pause to this and, maybe do an inversion or some back bends if you feel inspired. If you're gonna wrap things up with me, we're gonna just take a happy baby pose. So you're gonna reach down and try to grab, you could grab your ankles, your shin bones, ankles, or feet, right? And then lifting the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, pressing your knees and thighs down. Rocking a little to the left and to the right. Try to keep your tailbone heavy, reaching down towards your mat. You can try tucking the chin a little bit, back of the neck is long. And if you want a little bit more here, explore stretching one leg straight. So you could, for instance, take your right foot and draw your right foot actually towards your left inner thigh, and then reach your left leg out straight like I'm doing towards you right now. May not go all the way straight, and sometimes when people do this, if they have their foot, they just switch the grasp. So you could hold on behind your knee, for instance, and get that leg to go all the way straight if it feels good. These stretches especially should feel just ooey gooey, right? We're just kind of getting those last little kinks out. You can try straightening your right leg. Good, and then come on back through center. Draw the knees into the chest. Again, if there's anything else that you feel like you need, from the practice, please feel free to take those. Otherwise, I'm going to have you just stretch out onto your back. Relax those eyes, bring them to close. Relax your jaw, maybe letting the mouth slightly open. Feel the back of your body beginning to sink down into the floor. And from this quiet, still place, I'd like you to try something. I want you to tell yourself, thank you. Thanking your body, right, for moving through the practice. Thanking yourself for doing the practice, for investing this time and energy in yourself and your own well-being, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's the beautiful thing about yoga is that it supports our whole self. It's definitely not just a physical practice. And if there's anything else that you need to hear from you, from yourself, maybe there's some kind of encouragement that you need to give yourself or a compliment that you could give yourself right now that you're more open to receiving. This is a beautiful place to be authentically genuine with yourself. I would love, love, love for you to keep resting. Take as much time as you need, as you want, to let your practice be fully integrated. I'm going to begin transitioning for myself. You're welcome to join me, just giving the body a little wiggle, a little stretch. Maybe hugging the knees into the chest. And then when you're ready, just rolling off to your side, easing yourself up, coming into just a relaxed seated position here where you can take a moment to close your practice, bringing those hands together at the front of your chest. Again, just being with your breath, noticing how you feel. Staying connected to that energy of gratitude that you just kind of elicited when you said thank you to yourself. The power of those two words, thank you, are pretty tremendous. And on that note, I want to say thank you to you for joining me, for letting me guide you through this practice today from my living room. It feels really good for me to be able to share in this way. So thank you for joining me, and subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment. Like I said, I'm just kind of getting into the flow of these live videos, but I want to do them more because it just feels really spontaneous for me and fun. So stay tuned in and join me for some future practices as well. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. And with that, I'm going to be signing off. Bye, everybody.